What's up, folks? My name is Trill, better known as Budget Bill, and today I have another stimulus update video for you. Today we're going to discuss how we could potentially get the second big fat stimulus check by the end of next week. Also, we want to go over the 4 executive orders that were executed by President Trump on Saturday. But before we get started, if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of it. Also, don't forget to smash the like button because it really helps the channel grow. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, folks, and thanks for sticking around. So today is another stimulus update video on August the 11th. On Monday, the U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said he is open to restarting the virus relief negotiations and that they are prepared to put up more money on the table. This is coming after the negotiations last week collapsed in an epic fail on both sides of the aisle. Steve Mnuchin said the White House will resume stimulus negotiations with the Democrats and is willing to provide more dollars to reach a compromise. However, the secretary did not provide a timeline for the resumption of discussions with the White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer after the negotiations stalled on Friday. But Mnuchin said if the Democrats are willing to compromise and make a fair offer, he hopes a deal could be reached very soon. He went on to say that if they can reach a fair deal, they will be ready to move this week on it. Now, moving on, over the weekend, President Trump took executive action to direct the federal government to provide relief for struggling taxpayers and businesses. On Saturday, August the 8th, Mr. Trump signs 4 executive orders that would provide federal unemployment benefits, some payroll tax cuts, relief for renters and homeowners that are behind on their payments, and he extended the relief on student loans. Nancy Pelosi said it was essential to pass the bill before they went on their August recess break. And during the negotiations, she was willing to shorten the length of time for the benefits offered to the American people in order to meet the Republicans halfway because of the cost concerns by the Republicans. So the Democrats offered to reduce the $3 trillion package down to $2 trillion in order to meet them in the middle. However, the White House rejected that offer to meet in the middle. And that's where the negotiations started to collapse. Then, in an interview on Monday, Steve Mnuchin stated that they are ready to negotiate with the Democrats and willing to meet them halfway. And if the negotiations are fair on both sides and successful, they are ready to move forward this week. He stated that regarding the next $1,200 big fat stimulus checks, they are ready to start those this week if they can get a fair deal in place. Steve Mnuchin stated that he heard over the weekend that Nancy Pelosi was ready to compromise. And if that's true and then they can get a fair deal in place, they are ready to move this week. Mnuchin said after Friday, after the negotiations had collapsed, he and Mark Meadows went ahead and met with President Trump and told him that the negotiations have gone nowhere and have basically stalled on both sides. They also told President Trump that he should move forward with taking executive action. And that's exactly what President Trump did. He needed to take action to help push the negotiations to a better place. Now, if both parties are willing to compromise and create a fair deal on both sides, we can potentially have the House and the Senate's vote on the bill this week and potentially have the bill on the president's desk by the weekend. Per Steve Mnuchin, if all of those things can happen this week and signed into legislation by the president, the second stimulus checks can be printed out as early as next week. Mnuchin stated that printing checks can happen immediately with no issues whatsoever. So, who would receive these stimulus checks next week if everything goes well? Well, if you receive the first big fat stimulus check, then you will most likely be receiving the second stimulus check. And this includes all those who are on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, or SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, or Social Security benefits, survivor benefits, as well as railroad retirees and VA beneficiaries. All of those would be receiving the second stimulus check. But don't forget, those checks are sent out in waves. So just like the first stimulus checks, only the people with direct deposit information on file receive their checks first, and then the mail checks and so on. And not only will they be receiving the $1,200 stimulus checks, they will also include the $500 checks for the dependents. Now, again, these checks can be printed as early as next week if they are able to reach a fair deal with the Republicans and the Democrats, and if the House and the Senate can have a successful vote on both of them. But we will have to see how this plays over this week. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed these stimulus update news videos, please give this video a like, as it definitely helps out the growth of this channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time to click on the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it, so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Again, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.